Hello listeners, this video discusses John Milton's Paradise Regained. John Milton was born in the year 1608 and died in the year 1674. As we know, he is an English poet who wrote Paradise Lost. Paradise Lost is an epic poem which he writes in the year 1667. This Paradise Lost is written in blank verse. Let us now see about Paradise Regained. Paradise Regained has two editions. The first edition is published in the year 1667, which has got 10 books initially in the year 1667. But in the second edition, which was published in the year 1674, John Milton added 2 more books with it. And soon as he published the first edition in the year 1677, he published Paradise Lost in the year 1671 as 4 books. Along with Paradise Regained, Milton writes another book, that is Samson Agonist. Samson Agonist is a closet drama. Closet drama is actually a play which is meant for only reading. It can be read with group of people or it can be read as an individual. It has to be read aloud. It cannot be played as drama or a play. Paradise Regained is a continuation of Paradise Lost. Milton composed Paradise Regained in a cottage in Buckinghamshire, Calfont, St. Giles, and this Paradise Regained totally has 2065 lines, whereas Paradise Lost has 10,565 lines. In Paradise Regained, Milton talks about hunger. According to him, hunger is of two types. One is in literal sense, another is in spiritualistic sense. This Paradise Regained, in all 4 books, it talks about Jesus wandering in forest for about 40 days. When Jesus fasts for 40 days, Satan gives many temptation to Jesus, but at the end, Jesus wins Satan's temptation. Totally, there are 4 books in Paradise Regained. Milton interprets the Bible story, which is in Gospel of Luke. He interprets with the historical characters and creates his own tale. As I mentioned, Paradise Regained is a brief epic poem. Basically, an epic poem has a number of features. An epic poem may typically begin in the middle of the action. Also, it takes place using vast geographic space. Example, the whole universe. That is how any epic poem will be featured. Milton uses Luke's version, that is a chapter in the New Testament in Bible. He uses Luke's version and avoids Matthew's version. He adds historical characters and also involves biblical characters in this epic poem. Let us see the Book 1 summarization. Book 1 starts as innovating the divine power. It talks about the congregation that happens in Jordan River. That is the baptization of Jesus, which is given by John the Baptist. And after baptizing from John, Jesus moves to a desert in order to fast and pray to God. Knowing this, Satan indulges and gives many temptations to Jesus in order to stop his fasting. We must know that Jesus takes fasting in order to attain spiritual discipline that is given by God. When Jesus begins his fasting, he continues to fast for 40 days. He was never in hunger, nor he wants to eat food. Satan, in order to stop Jesus fasting, he tries to send an old man in order to tempt him. As Jesus was fasting in the desert, Satan makes to appear an old man who was gathering sticks. The old man asks Jesus that why he is wandering. Jesus replies, "Who brought me hither will bring me hence," which means the Creator God knows to provide anything for me at the right time. Then the old man says, "You are the Son of God. Why don't you change the stones to have your meal?" Now Jesus identifies the old man as Satan. Then Satan also admits that he has come in disguise to tempt him. Then Satan asks question to God. He says, "Men generally think me much for to all mankind. Why should I?" Here Satan says that men already know to sin against God. He then refers to Adam and Eve, who has eaten the forbidden fruit which God has restricted to do so. So he says, any mankind knows to do sin, but it's not me who is asking humankind to sin. Then Jesus accuses Satan for misleading humans. He also praises Moses and Elijah for continuously taking fast with God. He also moves ahead just like Moses and Elijah. He wishes to accomplish his fasting. In book 2, Satan organizes Airy Council. Airy Council is a council meeting among the Satans, among the devils and demons. In the meeting, Satan says that it is not easy to deceive Jesus. He says that it is so hard to deceive him. Another fallen angel, that is Belial. Belial says that why not Satan can tempt Jesus with women. Belial also refers any man will become weak when he looks at a woman. He also gives example of Solomon, who is tempted by a woman. Hearing this, Satan rejects Belial's suggestion. He says that it is only applicable for weak humans who wander for lust. He says, but Jesus cannot be tempted with a woman. Then Satan goes to Jesus and says that he will provide glory and fame. This was the time when Jesus finished his fasting. Jesus is now hungry. He waits for God's word to decline his fast. Now, as soon as Jesus awakes from his sleep, Satan appears like a man who is dressed rich. The man asks God to eat food. Then he makes a magical gesture by appearing a table laden with all sorts of food in it. The man also says to Jesus that all these fruits are not forbidden. He says that he can eat any fruit from the table. Looking at this, Jesus says that if he needs food, he would call angels and ask for food. Then the table vanishes. Then Satan appears in front of Jesus and offers wealth and riches to Jesus. And he says by using wealth and riches, Jesus can achieve many army of followers. Now Jesus gives example like this. He says that a man who rules over his own passions is the real king. Also, he quotes some biblical references like Job. If you want to know about the book of Job is already in this channel. To watch the video, the link is given in the description box. In book 3, Satan tempts Jesus using power and glory. Satan says that he will offer power and glory. He also gives references of great successful men from history. For example, Alexander the Great, Pompey, Caesar. These great historical men were parallelly living on the other side of the world. So he refers these historical figures. Then he says that all these great men received success and fame at an earlier stage. So likewise, Jesus can also attain success and fame at an earlier life when he is young. Hearing this, Jesus replies, "Think not so slight of glory, there in least resembling the great Father, he seeks glory." Which means, glory is given by God Himself, none should go at the back of glory. He rejects glory and fame from Satan by saying, "You have no rights to provide glory or fame to me." Hearing this, Satan becomes stunned and speechless. Following this, Satan carries Jesus to a high mountain top and he shows great kingdoms and armies of the world. Showing those armies of the world, Satan says that he will offer those armies to Jesus himself. He also says that he has to free the Israelites, the 10 tribes who are deported by the Assyrians out of captivity. Jesus again rejects the proposal of Satan. He says that Israelites are enslaved because of their sin, and moreover, he is not behind freedom. Jesus also affirms that he will establish his own kingdom at his right time. He also offers a quote, "One way at own time." Now the book 4 continues in mountain top. He shows the capital city of imperial Rome and shows the wicked current emperor, that is Tiberius Caesar. He says that Jesus can capture the throne because Tiberius is a wicked king. Satan says that Jesus can pull down Tiberius Caesar from the throne because as he is wicked, and Jesus can himself become the king of Rome. Now Jesus replies saying, "For this I was not sent." He then says that Rome people are suffering for their sin and they deserves it. And he says that their fate cannot be changed. Then Jesus says that when his kingdom arrives, it won't be like any other kingdom. It will be a different kingdom where any people can attain peace and success. Then Satan offers wisdom of Greece and the philosophies of Greece to Jesus. Listening to this, Jesus says that all this wisdom and philosophies of Greece are fancy and they are not strong. Then again Satan tempted with music. He says that he will provide music and art to Jesus. Listening to this, Jesus replies that Hebrew's music is the best. He says that he is not passionate on music and art as he already has Hebrew's music, which is already the best one. Now after all this temptation, Satan becomes frustrated. He thus says this phrase, "Since neither wealth nor honor, arms or kingdom, nor empire, or pleases thee, art by me, proposed in life, contemplated or active tender, on by glory or fame, what dost thou in this world?" Now Satan becomes angry saying this and he leaves the place. That night Jesus gets many dreams in which he has terrible visions. Now he understands that all these are done by Satan. Now Jesus also never gives up space for any of Satan's temptation to enter. Satan, in his last attempt of temptation, he takes Jesus to Jerusalem's pinnacle and suggests to fall down from the heights so that his angels would come to save Jesus. Jesus also refuses to do this. Finally, Satan falls from temple top and gets away from the place with his council of devils. And at the end of the book, we come across that Jesus wins in his fasting. And at the end, there is a feast. The name of it is Angelic Banquet. And after the feast, Jesus returns to his mother's house. And this is how Jesus wins the temptation against Satan. by making Satan to fail. Hope this video helped you. If you have any query or any suggestion for further videos, please write it down on the comment section. Thank you for listening.